Cape Cod Light to Mississippi to San Francisco Bay. They're talking about this famous place down Greenwich Village way. They Hootenaanny all the time with folks everywhere. Come Sunday morning, rain or shine, right in Washington Square. Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's a Hootenaanny Sing-Along. Yeah. You know, back in the 60s, during these really strong hootin' hippie times, you might say, I played on a guitar, sitting on a stool, and leading the audience in Hootenaanny. Yeah, Hootenaanny songs. And so what I would do is I'd play the piano and I'd sing all those standard tunes, right? And then maybe I'd pick up the accordion and play polkas and or Latin music. And then I would, during the show, I would sit on a stool and get my guitar and lead the audience in songs like I'm going to do shortly, okay? You know, they call it the hippie movement, the peace movement, the anti-war movement. Oh, my goodness. But it began in the United States during the early 1960s and continued into the early 70s. And major hits were recorded by artists such as the Beatles, yeah, Kingston Trio, Peter, Paul, and Mary, Brothers Four, and others. And you know, they would wear beads. Yeah, I got beads on my earrings, and feathers, and seeds. Yeah, did I say that? And beads. And they would take small strips of cloth wherever they could find, and they'd make headbands, or they actually took that and sometimes strung it into necklaces. But anyway, and of course, can't forget the flower garlands, right? Well, at Washington Square in Greenwich Village, artists, writers, crafters from all over the country would come there to sell their wares, their paintings, and so forth. And that was a place for them to pursue their art. Well, that was a place, Washington Square was like a place where they came to protest and help women's rights and protest the Vietnam War, which was so controversial, right? And also at that time, meditation became the norm, and you heard the names of gurus. I remember the Kent State problem, and that was horrible. What happened to Kent State? My sister was going to Kent State then, and she was there at that incident, and she never forgot it. Well, I do want to say one thing. If we remember the Beatles, you know, the Beatles performed on Ed Sullivan's show back in the 60s, and then the British invasion started, and all this music by the Beatles became so popular, and many of the Hootenaanny songs were songs that the Beatles had done. What happened then was, during that time, a lot of the big bands and the crooners, like Sinatra and so forth, had a drop in sales. So what they did was they started performing songs that the younger generation would like, right? And that did help them. But folk music was really what happened, and we got, like I said, Peter, Paul, and Mary, and New Christy Minstrels, and of course we can't forget Simon and Garfunkel and Sonny and Cher, Pete Seeger, songs that he wrote and performed, and of course the list goes on. Well, we're going to do now some Peter, Paul, and Mary tunes, and so you just sing along with me. I won't be, on all the songs I will not be, only do short parts of them, so just continue with me singing along, okay? Clap your hands, whatever you feel like doing, right? Because it's a Hootenaanny sing-along, folks, all right? Here we go. All right, the next few songs are Peter, Paul, and Mary. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff, brought him strings of sealing wax and other fancy stuff. A dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant's rings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff, that magic dragon, he seized his fearless roar. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails, hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails, hallelujah. Here we go. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. You know, that song actually came from the Civil War. Yep, that's how old it is. All right, let's continue on. Now, this song Peter, Paul, and Mary did, but Bob Dylan wrote it. Yep. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. 1963. And here's another one by Bob Dylan. I get those blues when my baby left me down by the Frisco Bay. And old Shalard came and took him away. I didn't mean to treat him bad. He was the best friend I ever had. He said goodbye, he made me cry. He made me want to lay my head and die. Ain't got a nickel, ain't got a lousy dime. If he don't come back, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. If he ever comes back to stay, gonna be another brand new day. Walking with my baby by the San Francisco Bay. Walking with my baby by the San Francisco Bay. Hey, yep, San Francisco Bay Blues. Now this is a group that I really enjoy so many of their songs, and it's the New Christy Minstrels, yeah. And in 1964 they came out with this one. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away, ere I forget all the joy that is mine today. I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rover. You know who I am by the songs that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll sleep in your clover. Who cares what tomorrow shall bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away, ere I forget all the joy that is mine today. And here's another one by the New Christy Minstrels. Green, green is green, they say, far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. I told my mama on the day I was born, don't you cry when you see I'm gone. You know there ain't no man gonna settle me down. I gotta keep traveling on, and I sing. Green, green, it's green, they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. Green, 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 they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. Well, how about the Kingston Trio? You know, several of these songs the Kingston Trio did were about people getting murdered. Yeah, this is one of them. I'm not going to do that part. The next two, really, it's about somebody who actually went to prison. Yeah, but so if you want to hear the whole thing, you just go on YouTube and listen to Tom Dooley, because that's what we're starting out with. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're gonna die. I met her on the mountain. There I took her life. See, that's took her life. I mean, yeah, it's a sad song, but it was very popular, right? And here's another one. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. If anybody asks you, well, who made up that song? If anybody asks you, who made up that song? If anybody asks you, well, who made up that song? Tell them 'twas me, and I done been here, and I'm gone. Oh, it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Yeah. Well, folks, here is our piano medley. All right, got your pencil and paper ready? Now, the first 5 songs start with the letter S. S, as in Sam. Okay? And we're also going to be I'm also doing a couple of songs from some musicals, okay? And the musicals were about the 60s movement, okay? So anyway, here we go, folks. Write them down. there's our piano medley, folks. Yeah. So let's see how you did. Number 1, Scarborough Fair. That's a traditional English ballad, a big hit single for Simon and Garfunkel in 1968. Number 2, Scarlet Ribbons. Now that was a hit record by the Browns, Jim Ed Brown, yep, and his family there, the Browns. It's about a father who happens to go into his daughter's room and sees her praying, and she's asking for a ribbon. So he goes downtown, and he couldn't find one. Comes back, comes into his daughter's room, and there is a scarlet ribbon lying on her bed. Okay, third song, Sloop John B. Now, that's a folk song from Nassau, yep. And Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys took that song and had an adaptation and a little spin on it, and he called it the Sloop John B. Well, it was a 1966 hit by the Beach Boys. And, of course, the Kingston Trio also had a big hit on it, too. So a lot of those songs from Hootenaanny days, many of the groups would do the same song, and they'd all have hits because people loved that music then. At least the folks that lived in the 60s were enjoying it. And then it continued into the 70s, right? All right, number 4, Sound of Silence, written by Paul Simon, and it was a big hit for Simon and Garfunkel in 1965. Number 5, that was San Francisco. San Francisco. Be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. I don't have any flowers in my hair, but I got enough feathers. And when I walked in today, somebody said, Phyllis, called me Pocahontas. I said, this is not a Native Indian get-up. This is hippie. Yeah. So, and actually this top that I'm wearing is actually a bohemian top. Yeah. Bohemian was the word of the day back then. Bohemian, they called bohemians, or there was just flower children or hippies, you know. All right. So anyway, well, that song was written by John Phillips. And John Phillips was the founder and member of Mamas and Papas. Yeah. Didn't know that, did you? Well, you might have. And it was recorded by Scott McKenzie. That's actually the only song that I know that he had a hit record on. But he did. In fact, that song became one of the most popular songs in the 1960s in the world. Can you believe that? Number 6. You all got this, didn't you? Imagine by John Lennon. And it was inspired by a book that Yoko Ono had written. And actually, some say that it was the anthem of the peace movement. Number 7 is a two-parter. Yep. From Hair, Aquarius, and Let the Sunshine In. Now, that song actually was a big hit for Fifth Dimension. I love the Fifth Dimension. And that was in 1969. And then it was included in the musical Hair, yeah, in the 70s. All right, number 8. Did you know this one? I Don't Know How to Love Him. Now, that's a song that was from the 1971 rock opera, Jesus Christ Superstar. This is a beautiful song. It was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and the character singing the song in the movie is Mary Magdalene. Yeah. Now, I love Helen Reddy's. Helen Reddy had a huge hit on this song. I also love the one by the recording by Barbra Streisand. So either one of those, but that I think that Helen Reddy's probably became. The single came out probably the most popular. All right. Here we go. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Not just for some, but for everyone. You know, my friends, I've told everybody that knows me close, is close to me as a friend, knows that my religion is love. I don't have a particular religion. My religion is love. I believe it. I try to give love as much as possible. Whether I'm following when I'm seeing somebody on the street, somebody that's homeless, somebody might have a tear in their eye, just needs a hug. When I could give hugs, I hope that returns soon. This song, What the World Needs Now, was done by Jackie DeShannon in 1965. And here's the other one that I love. She did. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and say, take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. Hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart, my friends. Yes. You know what? Your heart will get bigger. It'll just grow with all that love. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I couldn't do all of the song, all the lyrics of the songs, but gave you an idea of the 60s movement and Hootenaanny. Next week we're doing a really different, a reversal of a type of music. Next week the show is Flappers, Feathers, and Fedoras. It's the Roaring 20s. Yeah, when I talk about feathers, I'm not talking about these feathers, no. I'm talking about like boas, the girls when they were doing those wonderful dance steps and holding those boas and doing the Charleston and everything. I think you're going to enjoy the show, folks. Well, I thank you very much for being here. I love you. I love you. Give a lot of love away, folks, okay? The best you can, all right? Love isn't love if you don't give it away. Well, let's close with this song. You ready? Let's sing it, because you know what, folks? This land is your land, and this land is my land, and we got to take good care of it, folks. We got to take really good care of it. Yeah. Here we go. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was singing. This land was made for you as me. As I was walking that primitive highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me those golden valleys. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. Bye-bye,